Hello everybody, and welcome to video 5 of our fall foliage series. Now, in the first few videos we put our book together. We did the cover and I went over how I finished it out in the last video, and that's not right. There we go. And I know I'm super picky, aren't I? You'll have to excuse my voice and my sniffling. I have a sinus infection or allergies, something. And then in video 3, we did page 1. I haven't put the cards in yet because I'm recording these back to back, so I haven't put this card in yet, and I haven't put this card in yet. Okay, so now page 2, this is what we're going to do. This is the page that we're putting these on. Yay. So this is going to be our paper. So we're going to have to measure it to the size of one of these to make sure that it's the right size. And then we're going to paper these with this on the front, and so that it looks like the complete image, or close enough. And then, because they're different sizes, I cut an extra ½ inch off so that they wouldn't be so wide. And then this and this are going to be the insides of these. Okay, so let's set this to the side for the second. And let's take one of these. And we'll measure this. We won't measure it on the flowery side. We'll measure it on this side. I know I printed on the back of everything, and now most of it is getting glued down, but I didn't know what I was going to be using to make cards and what I wasn't, so there you go. So we don't need the book right now. Or folio, or whatever you want to call it. So we'll cut this to size. I'm over here at the giant paper trimmer. It's too big to bring over there. Okay, now this should be the right size. Okay. I just stepped on my pant leg. I have new pajamas on, and as you can see, they're really big, even though I washed them already. These are the same ones I had on in the last video, because I'm recording these back to back. I took a break to edit and render the first video, so that's rendering right now. I'm actually getting a new computer tomorrow that has 32 megabytes of RAM instead of 8, and it has a GeForce video card in it, so that's going to help out on the computer side. And it has a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it's an all-in-one, which means, you know, the monitor and the computer are one, and then you just have the keyboard and the mouse, so you don't have a tower that you have to set under your desk. Do that one the same. Got a little carried away, so now I got to get carried away on the whole thing so it matches. You're not going to see very much of this, but I realized when you open the things, you're going to see paper. So I needed to have the paper instead of just the manila folder, which is what I was going to have. Okay, now we're going to glue these on. before we put the paper on them, because I want to be able to put the image on the tops of the little flip outs. So we're going to put these on, and we're not going to do this. We're not going to stick them under the page, right, and do this. What we're going to do is we're going to do this. And it's going to be close. And this one's a 1/2 inch smaller than the top one. The top one is right at 5 1/8. Maybe if I move the ruler over a little bit, 5 1/8. And then this 1/2 inch smaller, 1/2 inch smaller. But they do take up the whole page. Why is that longer? Oh, I know why, because I put them on the folder and not have any paper underneath. What I need is a bigger piece of paper, bigger than the page should be. Let me see. Got some. Remember in the second video where I printed out some papers and they had stripes. So let's look at these. Full-size pages and see if we've got something that we can cut. See, these have the air. Then I printed them a second time and the printer ate them, some of them. You know, this would be kind of nice. So what we're going to need, paper clip these back together. That way I know these are all the ones with the misprint. Instead of throwing them away, I saved them for cutting them down. Alright, so let's start at the bottom. Let's make it this much longer. Let's test it out. Oh, we got a gnat. The gnats have been a real problem this year. They're hanging out outside the door. And every time I open the sliding door to let the dog in or out, then I end up with a gnat. Or 2. Or 3. And then a little space in between. Okay, we'll cut it and then we'll look and see where it fits on the... Here, I thought I had that all figured out, but we'll save this as a paper. I didn't mark it. Silly me. We don't want it too much bigger, because then it'll be too big for the folder. Oops. So I'm going to trim the white off and then cut it off across here, and then we'll measure the width. I forgot. And that'll cut that top corner off. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see where I marked it. So, I don't know if you remember or not, but 30 minutes into video 4, I started losing my voice. So now I've been talking for an hour, so now it's completely gone. I'm going to ink this so that little bit of white's not going to matter. Plus, we're going to be cutting it off, I think. Remember, we wanted it bigger or taller. And then we'll measure it against the folio. And if it's too tall, then we'll have to do it without any paper underneath them. You know, if it's too tall for the book. It shouldn't be, because I know those 3 folder pieces fit. Yeah, it's close. We still get to see some of the border, though. Not a lot, but some. Okay, so let me ink this. I have a friend that I was going to meet in Seattle that I've never met before, except for chat. Her name is Joy Alderson, and not Anderson. And she's from JJ with Joy Facebook group, and they're a lot of fun over there. You should check them out. They have lots of, if you like to do swaps and events and things like that, then you'll like her group. They're very interactive. They have Monday nights, she has Joy's Jabbers, where she kind of jabbers on and crafts. And then Tuesday night is Technique Tuesday, which Elizabeth, my friend Elizabeth, does, shows a new technique on doing something related to books. Okay. Now, let's get this out again. Well, I'm just going to look. All right, we want the shortest one on the bottom. I'm going to glue it right even with the edge. And I'm going to glue it on as a pocket. So we'll have a little tuck. Okay. Hopefully this works. These are the scraps from when we cut the manila folder tops off. You know what I was going to do? It's not what I was going to do. I was going to make a double flip. So we're only going to paper part of it. So I was going to glue this side. And then that means we'll have to ink this. Let's do that before we glue it down. How were we going to do that, though? Shoot. Means we're going to either need dots or magnets. Oh, we have a bunch of circles, so we'll put magnets on. Okay, let's fold it this way and ink it. And then we're going to glue this part. So I had the glue on the right side, but we're just going to glue this part. We're not going to put any glue down here. So what we're not going to have is paper for this. I didn't set any out because I forgot how I was originally going to do it. You want to put a good amount of ink on, glue on here, because it's the only thing holding it on the page. Come on, glue. I didn't put that much on there. My glue wasn't coming out. All right, now we're going to put it at the bottom of the page, even with the bottom. Straight across. Okay, we'll do this one the same way. Remember, we're using gathered twigs. And for the pattern, we used rusty hinge and frayed burlap. This will give us double flip ups, and I've not ever seen anyone do this, so. I'm sure someone has. But it makes like a page, like a little book. Probably not with manila folders. I like to think I'm original sometimes. Occasionally. Just a little space. Should have inked the other one so I could put it on here. I can use more space. Oh, look what I did. I did them in the wrong order. What did I say? The longest one at the top. Talking and not paying attention. But I was encouraged to yammer during my videos instead of using a written out. Seems like I missed one on here. Oh, that doesn't matter. That's why. That's it. Did I ink both sides? Oh, it goes on this way. Goofy. I knew this was going to be a mind bender, but okay. Okay, so this one goes on the top. Yeah, this one goes on the top. This one goes on the bottom. This one goes in the middle. Okay. Let's try that again. Can't believe I didn't check the sizes. It's time for my omelet. I have a bunch of eggs. I had some of an 18-pack left over because I eat eggs like crazy. Then I had bought a new one because I was almost out. Then my friend brought me a dozen eggs. Yeah, so we're going to have to do something. And we had a little bit of room. See, it stays down until you open it once. We'll put the magnet on the top flap, and that will hold both flaps down. Okay, then we'll put this one even with the top. Oh, look at that. This one's shorter by 1/2 inch than the top, right? This one's shorter by... How's this one even and this one not? I must have... Oh no, it's even. What is wrong with me? Because I'm goofy. So let's put our magnets on. I think this is going to be nifty neato. Okay, so we're going to end up needing 6 magnets. 1, 2, No, I don't want that long of a piece of tape. Remember, we're just putting a circle over it. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh wait, we're papering over these. We don't need circles. Or we could leave these inked. Then we would have enough papers already laid out. Okay. We got our magnets done. So now the next thing is to do the front. Which is this. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, yeah, it is, because we've got the borders. All right. So we're going to start with this at the bottom with a little bit of a border. Let's cut that. Wait a minute. No, we don't want to cut any lengths yet because we want to start with the longest one. Then we're going to take this one with a little bit of a border. And then this one should fit the top. Except we're going to have to cut a little bit off the top, it looks like. Or I guess it doesn't matter which one we start with the width now. So now this one is going to have just a little bit cut off the top. We're going to go as close as we can and still have a border. Okay, now we're going to want to cut the widths, then we're going to ink them, and then we're going to glue them. And we're going to do one at a time, cutting, inking, gluing, because we want to make sure that we get them lined up, right, all the way up. That may be a little long. That's fine. Well, actually we can, but let's just do it this way. We could do them all. I think this is going to turn out nifty neato. Except I wanted to do the other side. Darn it. Because I didn't want to cut the berries off. Oh, I guess that's alright. We'll still have the flowers. Yeah, we'll still have berries and the flower at the top, and then we'll have the flower in the center all lined up. Oh, anyway, I was telling you about JJ with Joy. And then on Wednesday, I believe it's Wednesdays. She may have moved it back to Thursdays. I don't know. Wednesdays at noon my time, I believe. So that's 2 o'clock Central. Everything is on Joy time. Don't make me laugh. She does a challenge where her and Cassie, who's another friend of mine, go on and they pick a topic, like library cards, and then they design them on their own, and then see what each other comes up with. Okay, so see why I wanted to do this. So I want to do this here. So I want this to line up all the way up. And then we cut this here. this one on. Sorry about stop talking. So anyway, Joy's group, back to that, because I haven't finished. She does a lot of live videos and posts them. She has a weekly update because they have all the swaps and stuff. And anyway, it's a fun, active group. The admins and Joy do a lot of stuff. This year, well, every year, they have a 25 Days of Joy for Christmas. And you can sign up for that. And you make 25 little presents or put together. I think you have to have at least 6 handmade items. She may have changed the rules this year. And then you can send Christmas or craft related items for the other days. And every day you get one back. It's a swap. And every day you get to open a little present in December. And then you post a picture of it. It's really cool. So I didn't do it because I don't have the time to make 25 presents. But I did do a swap over at Lisa Fisher's group. She has a fun Secret Santa where you just make up a kind of a big package of book crafting stuff. Doesn't have to be Christmas. I think you get to pick a topic. But I did it last year and I got this huge box of stuff, which I'm not saying that just so you get a huge box of stuff, but you have to send out a nice package as well. And so it's like a Secret Santa. I think I might have said that. And you send it to your swap partner, and then that gives you something to open on Christmas Day. In fact, it was the only present I had to open on Christmas Day. My kids and I don't do presents anymore. They're too old. My grandkids, one of them is too old. Once she hit 18, you don't get an actual present from Grandma. You get a Merry Christmas. And his birthday's Christmas Eve. Poor guy. Anyway, he just turned 19. I can't believe I have a grandson that's 19. Don't tell anyone. Of course, I had my daughter when I was 16, so a little bit of TMI. So, anyway. So that means I'm still a spring chicken. Not as old as you would think. Let's see, now let's line that stem up. And line the circle oval up, or the oval up, excuse me. And the stem. There we go. I think that turned out nice. Okay, so then we open this. And I've got I'm questioning my choice of this. Put this on the middle one and do this is going to do a writing page just like I did the other one on the front. All right, let's leave this for right now while I decide. So I don't like the idea of just that all the way up. I've got this and I've got this, but I've also got writing pages that are this. So I think we could be really cool and do 3 complete images on all 3 sides. That might work. Mushrooms too big. Maybe we can use these alternating ones on the very backs. I don't know. I'm not sure now. Okay. So let's line this one up so that this is centered in here. Well, not centered, but it fits in here. So this one we're going to do from the top down. So doing it from the top down, we can cut the width because this one's going to be narrower and this one's going to be narrower. Before, since we started at the bottom, we had to leave the length until we knew how long this one was going to be. Do you see what I mean? Does that make any sense at all? Not really making a whole lot of sense. This one will probably carry over to the beginning of the next video. So this will go here. Let's do like we did on the other one and get it glued down. I can't even talk. Get it glued down. Like I said, sorry for my voice. I didn't realize it was going to get this much worse. Did I do all those sides already? Anyway, what I was going to say was that Joy had tried this inking just around the edge on one of her projects, and she said it was kind of mushy in the middle and she didn't like it. And I realized that it was because she wasn't using heavy paper. So make sure you are using cardstock when you ink with that method, or this method. Oh, I forgot to cut the width. I was like, what's wrong with that one? What did I do wrong? And then these two bottom parts will be writing pages. Excuse me. I have my music going, but I have it super low. I turned it down too low so that I can just barely hear it. So I'm trying to figure out what the songs are by just barely hearing, like, the music, like the bass. I'm not doing very well. Okay, I'll line that up with that. Wow, they're even beeping out some of the language, and it's on Sirius XM. I wonder if they beep out Howard Stern. Because they have the Howard Stern show on there. In case you guys want to know, Sirius XM, you can get a month free trial, right? So that's what I did. So then after that, it was going to be $12 a month. This is just a sneaky thing that I'm telling you that I did, and I'm not guaranteeing that it will work for you, but it works for me every time I do it with the cable company. Okay. So, are my words wearing off? No. Anyway, so I got the free month, and then, 90 days. I got the free 90 days. And then now remember, this one's going to be a little long because of the gaps all the way down. So we just cut a little bit of this off here. And then we cut this off here. So I did that. Then it was going to be $12.99 a month. Well, I can't afford $12.99 a month just for music. I can actually listen to music on Alexa, but it plays the same songs very often, fairly often. So I called them, and I told them I was going to have to cancel my trial before it turned into a subscription because I couldn't afford the $12.99. So then they said, well, instead of you leaving, we'll give it to you for $5.99 a month. Or $4.99 a month. It's $5.40 including tax. So $5.99. Or $4.99. You know what I mean. And now remember, we're going to want to see how these lines are lined up. We want to make sure to line these lines up. So they gave it to me for this big discount instead of me leaving for a year. My friend did it because I told her what to do. She got 2 years, but she had multiple vehicles. But she got 2 years discounted. She had her home and a vehicle. Not multiple vehicles, multiple things. So she had a home and a vehicle. She got it for $7.99 a month, and she was paying $32 for 2 years. So I'm just saying, it works for the cable company too. Every 2 years, when the cheapy price wears off. Now I'm disabled, as you guys know, so I get a special rate on my internet anyway, so I'm not going to change. But when I got cable back in the day, I would keep the cable company for 2 years or 1 year, whatever the special was for the new customer. There's always enough companies that you can go 2 years and then be eligible for being a new customer again. And you just go around in a circle like that. You have one provider for a couple of years, then you call them and tell them you want to cancel because you can get a new subscriber price at the other place. They will offer you that price or another really cheap price to stay with them. And it works every time. I've never had it not work. Let's put it that way. Well, that worked out pretty good. Look at that. And we got 2 writing spaces. Okay, so we're going to stop here for this video, and then we'll do this and this in the next video. And then I think we should put something here. Like, something thin, just a card held on somehow. Okay, so we'll do that. I'll have to figure out what I want to do. And so I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you, and a day or maybe 2 till my throat feels better for me. Okay, bye-bye.